Hey, 6th grade. This is a compound elements reteach, and really it's just to remind you of some things or point out some logical conclusions that can be drawn on the basis of what we discussed today. You seem to have caught on quite well. You understand how compound means more than one, an element of a sentence, we're talking subject and predicate. There can be other compound portions, but we're not to that place yet, all right? We're just looking at the compound subjects, more than one subject, or more than one someone or something, and more than one action or existence, all right? I'm going to kind of comment on a few of the things we pointed out, all right? One thing that we noticed is that the coordinating conjunctions play a huge role in helping us identify compound elements. We found out our coordinating conjunctions and, but, and or, those three, if we look around them, we're going to find a compound element in front and one behind. And so those were the red flags. Okay. Then to help us stop and ask ourselves, okay, what two things are being connected with this word? Because they have a purpose in the sentence, and that is exactly their purpose, to connect. And then we noticed that with the compound predicates, especially the compound predicates, on the second one, the one after the coordinating conjunction, it was typically immediately following the coordinating conjunction. I mean, right after. In our in-class, okay, and for those of you who had to leave early, I know Jonathan and Max, you had to leave early. We did 10 on exercise A, 5 on B, and 5 on C. All right, we didn't do the whole things for in-class, just enough to give us an idea. All right, so I'll try to remind you to view this tomorrow so that you don't do way more than anybody else, even though the practice wouldn't hurt anybody. Okay, so once again, exercise A was the first 10, exercise B was the first 5, and exercise C the first 5, okay, for the in-class credit. Now, something else that I wanted to point out, I think it was Samuel Landgraf brought it up, that in between our first simple subject and the conjunction, all right, the words that come in front of the conjunction, they contain the subject, but other things that they might contain could include adjective phrases. Okay, that it could also include perhaps a complement. We haven't talked about that yet, so you might see another noun, but that's before the coordinating conjunction. What you will see after the coordinating conjunction, well, you'll see a noun herald, a, an, or the, and then our second subject. Maybe some other adjectives, but that has to come right away. All right, so you're looking at the things in between the first subject and the coordinating conjunction. You're looking at prep phrases, adjective phrases, things that modify our first subject, things that support our first subject. Okay, and then after our coordinating conjunction, You're looking at maybe a couple of adjectives, but then we need that next subject. Okay? Now, going back to some things that can help you. The coordinating conjunctions are key. But punctuation, namely the comma, can be your friend and help you locate the compound subjects and compound predicates. So watch for commas, all right? Those can help sometimes. Coordinating conjunctions help all the time, okay? So let's ask, all right, sorry, I was just saying hi to my daughter. Let's talk about, you made me lose my train of thought. Let's talk about, okay, ice machine, sorry, are the verbs. If we're talking the predicate, and there's a compound predicate, if they're, what can be in between the first predicate and the first and, all right, or our and, but, nor, our coordinating conjunction. Well, what's going to be in there? Prep phrase, adverb phrases. You could have a noun that's the complement. We're not there yet. Adverbs. Okay. Typically, adverbs and adverb phrases. That's what would go. You'd have your verb, your first predicate, then maybe an adverb or an adverb phrase, then the and then our second verb has to come right after it. So I was trying to think of examples where that would be the case. And there are sentences where, yeah, there could be. They don't give you any sentences like that in the lesson, but you could have an adverb, okay, before that verb. But you could recognize ly words, right? Yeah. And so think about, okay, can I do this action down the hall? All right. Let's see. What else do I need to remind you about? I think that's pretty good. You guys seem to catch on pretty readily. And so I'll, if in my lesson to the second class something comes up, then I will add to this video, all right, a little addendum. But I'm going to go ahead and post this tonight. So block 7 6th grade language students, use these reminders to help you on your homework. And make sure you try the sentences, try to find the compounds, but if you have a question about one, give it a go and then put a star by it so you can be reminded to ask me, all right, on Thursday before we correct it. Okay? All righty. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow, all right?